Okay. So settle into your mat. Have your block, at least one block in your strap next to you. And then lay down on your mat. And your knees can be bent or your legs can be straight. So as we always start by getting centered, just kind of notice if your legs are straight, notice that. Notice if it feels like something is straining, whether it's your lower back or behind your knees. And if you feel that, then just bend your knees, any amount to soften that strain. And then let your hands come either down to your side or resting on your belly. Start to notice your breath. Maybe turn the head side to side really gently just to find the center back of your head. And then let it rest there. And then maybe wiggle one shoulder to the other shoulder and find the center of your back so that each shoulder is resting about the same. Both arms resting about the same, and maybe even kind of windshield wiper your feet or your knees if your knees are bent, just to see where is the center line or where is my kind of default, not even the center line, but just where's your default? Are the toes mostly out? Are they straight up? Are they turned in somewhat? And then notice your breathing, the inhale, the exhale. Feel the flow of your body. And I was reading a writing by Mark Nepo, and he said sometimes we have to allow ourselves to go deep, right? To let go as if we were floating in water. If we struggle to stay afloat, we rarely do. But if we just relax our bodies and let that buoyancy take over, all of a sudden we don't have to struggle anymore. So here is one of those opportunities to let go of the struggle. So let go. Just to notice. And then place one hand at the low belly, one hand at the upper belly. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend the knees. Lengthen through the tailbone, but have some space behind your lower back, so that it feels natural, so it feels normal for you. And as you breathe, feel the lower hand rise up, feel the upper hand rise up, feel the chest rise up. Maybe arch the back a little bit. And then as you exhale, chest softens to the floor, high belly, low belly, and you curl into a little cat pose. So you're doing a little bit of cat and cow, a little bit of focused breathing, inhaling, everything lifts. Exhaling, everything softens back down to the floor, even into a nice tuck of your pelvis. Good, 3 more right here. Inhale. Exhale it. 2 more at your own pace. And And as you release that breath, let your back come back to a nice normal curve. Take the arms overhead. Be mindful of your shoulders. Maybe the arms are straight overhead and the arms are reaching back to the hands, touching the floor. Maybe the elbows are bent, more cactus-like. And just notice that, right? As we start to stretch, reach one arm, one shoulder away from you, and then reach the other one. Your knees are bent, so you'll just feel your knees slightly going side to side as you stretch. One shoulder and then the other shoulder. Let the face relax, just stretching out here. And the next time you're reaching with your left arm, let your knees fall toward the right. They don't have to come all the way down. Just stretch that whole side. Maybe your left knee moves away from you. Soften everything back toward the floor. And on your inhale, come to center. Go to the other side. Just reach that right arm, right shoulder a little further away. The knees fall to the left side. Nice and organic here. Jaw, head, everything's soft. And bring it back to center. Let the arms come back down to your sides. Roll those shoulders to the floor. Draw both knees to chest. Hold your right knee in. Just stretch the left leg long. Maybe let it hover a couple of inches off the floor. Keeping the shoulders down, even if you're holding on to the right knee. And remember, you can always hold under your knee instead of on top, especially if you feel some compression there. And switch sides, bring your left knee in, stretch your right leg nice and long. Big deep breath. And then bring both knees to chest and grab your strap. Both feet to the floor, but take the strap around your right foot. Take that right leg up to the sky. Your left foot stays on the floor. And then just with a little bit of tension on that strap, point and flex your foot. So just creating a little bit of resistance. You can hold the strap with one hand or you can hold it with both hands. Just notice if your shoulders are overreaching. Good, point and flex it. Oh, that feels good. Waking up those tendons early. That's not really early, but waking up those tendons at the moment. And then flex your foot, don't overflex, but feel it. Soften the back of your knee. It's a really tricky spot to flex the foot without locking out, hyperextending. Hold the strap in your right hand. Take the leg out to the right as your left knee goes out to the left. So you're doing a little half split here, right? But you're stretching through the inner thigh of your right leg. Left leg is counterbalanced. Your shoulders stay on the floor. Your hips stay down. So if your left hip is lifting off the floor, let it go. Bring it back down. Good. Soften your head, your neck, your jaw. The chest is nice and wide here. Nice flex of the foot. Breathe. And as you inhale, squeeze the lower belly. Bring the legs back up. And then cross thighs so that your left knee comes toward the right and your right leg goes over to the left. Should feel a nice sensation in the outer hip, maybe all the way down the outer knee of your right leg. And notice as you flex your right foot, oh yeah, that creates some nice sensation there. You don't have to go far, right? You can feel this juicy, juicy stretch right there. Good. Same thing, same leg. Open wide. Be in control the whole time. If you feel like anything is overstretching or overworking, soften it down. Make sure the belly stays active. Find your breath. And bring both up and across. Maybe the strap goes into your left hand just to ease that shoulder a little bit. Oh yeah, right, and if you've been active, if you've been walking hills or walking at all or doing any step work, you're feeling this outer hip working a little bit. And then simply bend your right knee. Remove the strap, just leave it go. And cross knee over knee, bring both knees to chest. Nice little stretch here, rock side to side. And then same configuration, but bring it to figure four. So just slide that right shin out until your right ankle's to the left knee. Now you're in a figure four. Your right knee presses away from you. Your left knee presses in, all of this isometric work. And then really gently, just kind of pulse it in toward your chest. You're gonna feel that stretch again. And then let it move away from you. Any amount, right? The heel can come all the way to the floor if you want core work, or it's just a really simple few inches one way or the other. Just breathe and kind of observe, right? What I'm realizing is that we can ignore a lot of things, right? We can just kind of let things go because they don't get too bad. And then at some point, we go, okay, I can't really ignore this anymore. So here we are, observing how we feel in our hips. Good, one more little rock. Breathe. Bring the knees toward chest. Last one here, big flex of your right foot. Keep the right leg exactly where it is and exactly the way it is, and see if you can let the left leg go straight out toward the front edge of your mat. Big deep breath, working those external rotators. And then squeeze the belly in, bring your left knee back in. Release both legs and straighten both legs so we can relax that right side a little bit. Good, maybe shimmy your hips, maybe windshield wiper your feet, maybe stretch your arms overhead. And release. Good, bend both knees. Left foot goes, or the strap goes around your left foot, your right foot stays on the floor. Once again, we're softening the shoulders down. And then point and flex your right foot. Notice, right, as we point, as we flex, we're stretching and engaging the shin and the calf muscles. We're working with the ankle, actually creating some strength in the ankle as we create that little bit of resistance. Good, one or two more. And then flex the foot, but not super hard. The strap is in your left hand. And you're gonna take the left leg out to the left, your right knee out to the right. Everything else softens. Here we are observing. I'm gonna scoot to the edge of my mat so I can not fully rely on the wall. There are some benefits to being next to the wall. Good, just feel that. And where do you feel it? Do you feel it in the hip? Do you feel it in the inner thigh, right? That's what we're stretching. There should be no burning, no pulling sensations. If you're getting that, you're probably going a little too far. Good, squeeze the belly, inhale, swap the legs so that the left leg goes to the right knee goes to the left. You can switch the strap, the hand that's holding the strap if you want. Ooh, anybody feeling that besides me? Right, holy moly. Big deep breath. Maybe look at your left foot and see if it's kind of sickling in, like it's curling into the middle or into the inside. And if it is, maybe straighten it up a little bit, just to keep the length through that inner leg. Good, one more big deep breath. And again, open the legs. Just notice soft shoulders. Nice wide collarbones. Stretching out those legs a little bit. And swap them. Bring the left over to the right. Press through the inner line of the leg, just so you're not over sickling the foot. Find your breath. Oh yeah. This is great fun. Draw, draw the left hip back. I just noticed I was really coming off the left hip, right? So I was just compensating there. It's like, okay, that's intense. I'm just gonna come off the hip. So try to keep those hip points down. Good, and then just bend your left knee, move the strap out of the way. You're crossing both knees, bring both knees to chest. And rock a little bit side to side. I don't think we realize sometimes how much tension we carry in our hips. Good, and then come right to the center, slide the left shin until you're in figure four. Flex both feet. Breathe. You don't even have to hold on to them, right? You can just hang out right here. And then do that really gentle rocking up and back down. So you can go a couple inches. You can make it big. If you're making it big, it means that your right heel comes to the floor, but watch the low back. Don't overarch. You should have a nice toned belly. That's it. Keep isometrically pressing your left knee away so that it's not rolling in toward your chest. Good. Few more right here. Just checking it out. Do you notice one side tighter than the other? Good. Last one. Little rock right here. And then bring that figure four back toward your chest. Squeeze your belly. Keep your left leg exactly like it is. Stretch your right leg so it's hovering a few inches off the floor. And breathe. Soft shoulders. Maybe even press the shoulders down. Squeeze the belly. And then bring your right leg back up. And release both legs. And stretching out to the floor. Maybe take your arms overhead. Big deep breath, stretch it all out. And release. Bring your knees to your chest. Take your hands right behind your head. Stretch your right leg out until it's hovering. Bring your left elbow or right elbow to your left knee. And I want you to hold it here for just a second as you lift up the torso. Now you're not pulling on your head. You should be able to let your hands go because you're just supporting the head. And then switch. Slowly bring your left elbow to your right knee. Notice if you're pulling on your head. If you're not sure, let the hands go for a second. Hands are just there supporting. And switch. Don't forget to breathe. Good, and switch. How many was that? That was only 4, right? We got 6 more to go. Good, switch. Watch the head, watch the next switch. And 7, we're doing this slow on purpose. You should be feeling your little bellies. Woo! Good, last 2, switch. And switch. And let go. Turn your head side to side. Notice any tension there. Good. All right, second set. Hands come behind. We're going to do this a little bit different. We're going same side. So a little bit tricky. Press your left leg out. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. And here's the secret. Try not to bring your knee way up where it gets easy. Try to keep it a little bit away from you. Good, and switch. So what are we working? Big time core, right? Breathe and switch. Don't bring the knee up any higher than you have to. Good, switch. This is a good one. So breathe. Good, and this is 5. Woo. And 6. Hang in there. And 7. I'm trying not to speed this up. And 8. And 9, squeeze it up, and 10, and release it. Knees to chest, turn your head side to side, release any tension you're picking up in that head, that neck. All right, last little core one here, hands down to your side. Your knees come to 90 degrees, which means your hip to knee straight up, your knees to your feet straight out. Shoulders down, belly squeeze, heel taps. Here we go. So just simply tap one heel and then the other heel, but push your belly down to the floor. Really push, don't let the back arch. So back is flat to the floor as best you can. If you bring your knees up too high, you're gonna lose your core work. So try to keep those knees from going past the line of your hips. Good, how you doing everybody? Keep pressing down, keep pressing in. Don't forget to breathe. You got it, let's do 10 more. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, listen up, freeze midway. Oh, squeeze your bellies in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And whichever way you froze part way, go the other way. Whew. Yep, hang in there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, yeah, let it go. Rock side to side. Roll over to one side. And come on up. And breathe. Good, I just want you to find a seat. That warmed up everything, didn't it? Right, so I really noticed that. We haven't done core in a while, so it was necessary. Roll your shoulders. Good, and then let your left hand come down to the mat, take the right arm up. Roll both shoulders away. Roll both shoulders away from the front chest. Good, and then come on over with the right arm. Press down through the right hip. Big deep breath. Reach over your left knee. And inhale, take it up, diagonal that arm all the way behind. Come into a twist. Take your left hand to the right knee. And then just turn your head side to side. Don't let the chin drop. Try to keep it level as if you were just sliding that chin along a table. Right, best you can. Good, and then turn the head back toward the right. Take the right arm up to the ceiling. Cross it in front of you, so your right arm is in front of your left elbow. Your arms are crossed in front of you. Bend your elbows. Maybe the torso comes down toward the floor. You're just hanging on to your knees or your thighs. If it's too much, just let go of the hands. Maybe tuck the head, squeeze the belly a little bit. And leave the elbows crossed as you take yourself back up, coming into eagle arms. Hands don't have to touch, don't strain the shoulders. Maybe turn the head a little bit, notice all that tension. Good, and then head is centered, drop the elbows, tuck your chin. You should feel a pretty good stretch here. And then take the elbows up and glance up. Easy, easy, don't drop the head. Good, down, just one. And back up. And release those arms. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Left arm goes over. Roll the shoulders back. Keep the chest nice and open. Good. Feel that stretch along the left side. And then reach over the right knee. Stretch it out. Diagonal it all the way back so you're in a nice open twist, and then take your right hand to the left knee. And again, maybe turn the chin, turn the head. See if we can get some of that unnecessary tension out of there. There you go. And then look back over the left shoulder. Take the left arm, reach it up, cross it over in front of you. This time the left arm's in front, and the elbows come on down. Head is neutral or tucked. Big deep breath. And then take the torso up, take the arms to your version of eagle arms. Notice, breathe. And then instead of going up and down, I want you to circle. Just as if the points of the elbows could draw a circle in front of you. Doesn't have to be big, it can be a little tiny circle. Switch directions. Ay, ay, ay. Good, and then come back to center, release those arms. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Good, roll out those shoulders, everybody. And then let's come right to eagle or to table pose. We're gonna come back to the floor in a minute, but I wanna make sure we're pretty warmed up. So come to table pose. If you want to cushion your knees more than you already have it, take the time to do that. And then find yourself in a good solid table pose. Fingers are spread out, shoulders are rolled out, elbows pressing toward each other isometrically, and a few little cats and cows here. Just rounding it up, tucking, and then moving through the tailbone, low, mid, upper back until the cervical spine and head are up. Good, and just two more right here. And lift it up. Exhale, take it long. Good, and up. And then last one, nice stretch out for everything. And neutral spine, press your right leg back. Make sure your right arm, right hand is in alignment. It can be slightly forward of the shoulder if you want it to be, but just watch that wrist. Lift your right leg, squeeze your belly in, toes point down to the floor, left arm reaches out. Big deep breath. Good, and then find elbow to knee, go slow. Here's one. Woo. And two, one heart, one side, trickier than the other. 3, squeeze the belly. 4, and 5, and just hold that, hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe, let that hand come back to the floor, extending that right leg out. Just bend and straighten your right leg. Yep, little hamstring curls. Squeeze your belly. 2 more. Make sure you're extending that leg as much as you can, and then lower that knee to the floor. Sit back, maybe shake out those wrists, right? They get cranky. I know they do. Good, and come on back. Make sure you're pressing into your thumb, index finger. Make sure all the pads of your fingers are pressing down. The hips level out, the left leg lifts. Hold your glancing toward the front edge of your mat. When you're ready, the right arm reaches out. So 1, stay here. 2, 5, elbow to knee. Squeeze it in, press it out. And 2, and 3, and 4. Good, 1 more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then reach it out. Hold. Lower your right hand. Bend your back knee. That's 4. That's 3. Squeeze it in. That's 2. And 1. And lower down. Good. Lowering down, you can sit back, you can go to child's pose, whatever, just so you get the pressure off the wrist for a little bit. Maybe circle them, maybe curl them, soft fists. All right, 2 more right here. So, actually 1 more both sides, so it depends on how you count. Press the right leg back and then lift. Okay, so similar kind of to what we did earlier, instead of going opposite, you're going the same side. Hands stay down, you're just bringing the knee to the outside elbow and then pressing back. Bring it out and push. That's 3 and 4. Hip work, right? 5, see if you can hold it just for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then push it back out and let it go. I know you are so happy you signed up today. Press your left leg back. Let's go right to it. If your wrists are chatty, you can go to soft fists. Just make sure that the wrists are strong enough to hold a straight line. Lift your left leg, squeeze your belly. Go to the outside. Here we go. For 5 and 4 and 3. Yep. And 2. And 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it out. Lower your knee. Plant those hands. Come to downward facing dog. And once you're in down dog, just press it out. Bend one knee and then the other. Right, let it go. Shake it out. Maybe just lean to one hip and then the other hip stretch out side body as the feet pivot a little bit. Good, and then walk your hands very much on purpose, all the way back to your feet. Nice wide shoulders, bend your knees, everybody. Hands come to your knees, come on up to standing. Oh yeah. Check your equilibrium. Make sure you got all that blood back out of your head. Grab one of your blocks and take it right between your thighs. The long way if you can, the short way if that's really uncomfortable. And then take the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them back, and let them come down. Good, one more, squeeze them up, squeeze them back, and down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, nice forward fold, soft back of the knees, and then sway those hips side to side. You're holding on to that block with, I don't know, maybe 20%, right? You're not over squeezing. And then take the hips to the center, bend your knees, take your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze the elbows behind you a little bit to activate back body. And then take the torso up, squeeze the belly, reach the arms out, chair pose. And breathe. You should be able to see your feet, at least most of your feet. Your belly should be squeezing your tailbone down. Chair pose. Now, activate the arms. Like, so usually they're kind of just hanging out there. Reach them. But keep the shoulder blades active. And breathe. Take the arms out to the sides. Listen up. You're going to bend the knees, tap behind your knees, and inhale, straight legs up. Squeeze your blood. Exhale, bend the knees. And inhale up. If that's too deep, just go to the sides of your thighs and back up. Good, you got it. Squeeze down and push up. When you push up, squeeze down and up. Good squeeze. Good, take it down and up. We have 4 more, believe it or not. And up. Good, and down. Good, we have 2 more. You got it, down. Woo. And up. Last one, I want you to hold. So, back to chair. Woo. Find your breath, soften your head, neck. Breathe. 5. Fire up the arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Exhale. Roll your shoulders. Maybe roll one shoulder at a time. Good. Big deep hinge from the hips. Come on down. Forward fold. And then move that block out of the way. Just set it to the side. Find your way back to the front of your mat. Still in a forward fold if you wandered off. Soften both knees, step back, right leg. Lower your left or right knee to the floor. Take your hands to your left knee, tone the belly in, come into a soft lunge. Watch the knee here. If that feels cranky, put something under it. And then leave your left hand where it is, take the right arm up. Good, exhale, drop the chest, swing the arm back behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Really stretch. Exhale it down. Good, and up. Oh, last one, this time we hold. Lift the right arm, hold it up. Plant those feet, push your front heel back isometrically. Let go of the left hand. Stretch it, reach, breathe. And then exhale, hands come to the floor. I want you to just walk your right knee back a little bit so that you can straighten your left leg. Walk the hands back. I should have cued having your blocks nearby. You can put your hands on blocks as well. Now, tricky spot here. I'm moving my hand out of the way so if you're looking at the computer, you can see. Watch the left knee. Super easy to hyperextend, especially if your ligaments, tendons are loose there. So keep the quadricep, keep that thigh muscle really active. And then bring your left toes to the floor as close as you can. And then flex it back up. And then reach them down. And flex it up. Just one more right here. Press, press, press. And flex. And then bend your left knee. You'll probably have to readjust. I had to bring my right knee back up. Plant your hands, lift your right knee. Step back, downward facing up. Maybe go side to side, maybe stretch from your armpit to your hip. Don't go too far, just notice. Make sure you're putting the weight to the center of your hand through the thumb, index fingers. Good, and then look through, step forward, right leg. Lower your left knee to the floor. Take your hands to your knee when you're ready and lift your chest. And notice, if you haven't brought your blocks forward and you want to, go ahead. You don't really need them, but it's okay. Right hand to knee, left arm lifts up. Just feel the stretch. Exhale, bring it down, swing it back. Inhale, reach up. Good, exhale down. Whew. And up. And down. Two more right here. Lift it up. Exhale it down. This one we hold. Lift up, hold. Reach that arm. Take the right arm up as well. Squeeze as if you're holding on to a ball between the hands. Really feel your back body nice and active. Stretch to the front of your left hip. We sit way too much. Breathe. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Maybe shift that left knee back just a little bit. And then straighten your right leg. Watch the knee again, roll the shoulders away from your ears. Find that stretch through the hamstring on the right side. And then same as the other leg, I want you to bring your toes as close to the floor as we'll go. And then flex it up. Little belly squeeze here, point down. And flex up. Good, and again, point. And flex, two more. Don't overdo, down, up, and then point. Ooh, big stretch of that front ankle, and flex it. And then bend your front knee, maybe adjust your pose again. Plant your hands, lift your left knee, step back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Big deep breath. And then elephant walk those hands back, think, like an elephant. Walk them back, use your weight bearing, bend your knees, everybody. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Let it go, shake it out. Roll those lovely wrists, right? Squeeze and release the fingers. Even for me, they can get cranky depending on what else I've been doing. All right, so last leg warm up here. Let's go wide. Turn the toes out just a little bit. Watch your squats, right? You want to watch these lovely knees and make sure they're not rolling into the center. So adjust your width. Maybe come in a little bit. So just start by bending the knees. The hardest part for most people is not sitting those hips back enough that you should be able to see your toes past the knees, right? And then press the knees out on purpose. Like really push them out. And then just release the push. And then push the knees out. Be mindful. And release. Good. 3 more. Push them out. All you're doing is, it's almost isometric. And release. 2 more. Press out. And release. Anybody feel this back here besides me? Push out, push out, push out. And release. Now find the happy place in between the push out and the release. So they are tracking out to the side, belly squeezes. Inhale, straighten the legs, lift the arms. Exhale, goddess pose. Don't overarch your low back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. When you lift up, squeeze your hips. Exhale it down. Good. And inhale up. Exhale. Good. Take it up. Exhale down. If you weren't counting, that was 5. We got 5 more. Lift. Now, this 5 is celebrating. Woo! Bring it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, big deep breath. Inhale, we got 3. And down. Good. And 2. And down. And 1. Good. Guess what? Hold right here. Drop the hands. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the heck out of that belly. And breathe. How much can you relax the upper body and keep those legs working? How much can you sink those hips back? Back, 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 back. Oh! Anybody feeling their legs? Anybody? Yes. Breathe and stand it up. Oh! And heel toe. Those feet. Shake it out. Nice job, everyone. All right, come on back to the front of your mat. Little sip of water. Roll your shoulders. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Sissy, you looking for water? Okay. Pedal the feet. Plant the hands. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, pretend you're lowering the knees. Bring them a couple inches off the floor. Tuck your belly in and hold. 5. Watch the head. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Good. And then catch your breath. And then find your way onto your side. Now there's a couple of things you can do. If you've got a nice cushy mat floor, your hips should be fine. But if you want extra cushion under your hips, go ahead and do that. If you want something under your head instead, blanket, pillow, something, go ahead and do that. Let's all start on our right hip. Now if you are facing your camera the other way, just go left and remember to do the same thing on the other side. That's a matter. All right. So the big thing is I want your head to be comfortable. So however you need to make that happen, it's really important that you're not straining your neck here. So whether your hands up on your elbows up or your head's down is okay with me. You're gonna bend your knees about, they're not straight out in front of you, okay? They're halfway between straight out in front of you and straight down to the end of the mat. So this physical therapy guy said 135 degrees. What the heck? I don't know about you, but I don't know what that means. I just know it's down away from your hips. Your front hand, your top hand is supporting you. Now, the secret is you're not rolling back or rolling forward. You're keeping those hips stacked, one on top of the other. And we're gonna start easier with just some clamshells. You've all done them probably. So keep your ankles together, lift your top knee. Now the secret is, with that top knee still lifted, 1, you feel your glute. 2, you didn't roll back, okay? So the knee only lifts as high as your hip will allow. Good, so take it up. We're only doing 10. That's 2 and 3. I bet you can smile through this. 4. Focus on the place right there for most of us. Good, 5 and 6. Don't lift too high, belly squeeze. 7, 8, 9, and 10, and relax. Now, reverse clams, I actually like these. They're not for everybody. You're keeping your knees together. You're lifting your ankle away from the bottom ankle. Yep. So feel it first. Feel where you feel it, and then let's do 9 more. So 9, 8, 7, 6. Come to end range for you. That's it. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. If you need to, you can bring your knee to your chest, that top knee, straighten it out, right? Release the hip a little bit. So, second set is the one I learned from the PT guy, and I really am finding some interest in this. So with your legs angled exactly the way they are, straighten your top leg so that it is still in the same line as your bottom leg. Flex your feet, or flex your foot, and you're gonna lift up only as high as your leg hip allows without you rolling back and without you turning your toes up, okay? So it kind of looks like this, and then you're gonna lower it so that it lands right over that leg again. Good, and take it up. You're doing 5 to 10 of these. Really controlled, slow movements, right? Whew. And I've been playing with this every day for a few days, so already I feel this already. Good. Squeeze your belly. Be disciplined about not letting the hip roll. Some of you are only going to lift halfway up. That's it. Keep it going. I think that was 6 of them. I lost count. And 7. Whew. And 8. Try to keep it tracking right in the same line as the other leg. 8. And 9. Yep. And 10. And lower. Ooh. Right? Straighten the top leg. Just straighten it straight down toward the front end of your mat. Squeeze your butt. You'll feel that little bit of release there. Bring that same knee to chest. And release. Okay, so if that was too much, I want you to lower the number. We have 1 more, and this time the legs come 90-90. So I'm keeping my head up mostly so I can make sure I'm staying in focus sort of thing. So 90-90, relatively speaking. Good. 1, if that last one was hard, I want you to keep the knee bent and just lift here. Otherwise, you're straightening this leg. Ooh, I'm gonna feel this one. Flex your foot, keep everything training in the same direction. Same thing, lift straight up. Don't turn your toes, straight down. Yep, that's 10. Here's 9. Woo, and 8. And 7, don't let gravity take it. 6, whew. And 5, anybody feeling this one? Yes. 4, 3, oh, 2, and 1, and lower fully. Straighten that leg out nice and long and let the foot come to the floor. Just stretching out that side. I know it. All right, bend that knee. Switch sides. All you have to do is turn over. I'm just switching sides so I don't have my back to you. Actually feels kind of good to lay on that hip now after all that work. So you're going to do the other side. Get yourself set up nice and comfortably as best you can. Take the knees to that 135-degree angle. Good. Squeeze the belly. Check your hips. One stacked on top of the other. And 10 clamshells. So lift the top knee. And even that first one, I pause. I go, okay, do I have it right? Is that where I want it? Yep. And then lower. So 8. Squeeze your belly. 7. 6. Pause at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee down, ankle lift, reverse clamps. That's it. 10, 9, it doesn't have to go far. 8, 7, feel the squeeze. 6, 5, 4, you got it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Pause, just try to release it. Oh, a little butt on the other side is sore. All right. So knees staying at that deeper or that longer angle, straighten your front leg. Good. I don't think I need to explain it all again. Let's just get started. Keep it trained in that same line. Here we go. Lift up. Notice if it wants to. 2. Go forward or lower, right? That's it. 7. 6. Don't turn the toes out. Keep them pointing the same direction the whole time. 6. Whew. Slow it down. 5. 4. Don't forget to breathe. See what happens when you slow down? 3. 2. It gets heavy that last couple inches. 1. And lower. Oh. Straighten the leg down toward the front of your mat. You're just releasing some of that muscle. Maybe bring it up to your knee, or up to your chest. Good. And release. Let's go to 90. Straighten the top leg straight out. Keep it in that line best you can. Good. Lift it up. Oh, that leg got heavy. And 2, don't turn the toes. Keep them pointing straight. That's it. 3. 4. Good. I dare you to smile. 5. Good. You can count with me. 6. 7. Come on, we got this. 8. 9. And 10. And lower and bend that knee. Holy moly. Good. Stretch it out. Good. Bend the knee, bring it to your chest. I know. It's not my fault. I watched the video. Good. Press yourself up or just turn over. We're going back to the other side. We're not doing any more of those. Come on down. I know. You're going to bend your bottom leg and straighten your top leg so that it is hovered just a few inches off the floor. Now you'll notice how easy it can be to turn those toes up or down. I want you to keep them pointing straight ahead. And then just take the leg straight back like you're squeezing onto or you're sliding on a table until you feel your behind engaged. And then bend the knee, bring it to your chest. Slow, straighten it back, squeeze. Try not to lift the leg and bring it up. 2. Press it back, squeeze, hold, and bring it up to your knee to chest, squeeze it back. Good. 4, we got 1 more here. 5, hold. Good, I want you to just hold it. Now, squeeze the belly, try to reline those hips up. It's real easy to roll forward. Line them up, and then just easy pulse back. Easy pulse back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that pulse, bend your knee. See if you can bring your heel to your butt. And straighten. 4 more here. Slow, squeeze it in, work in those knees and quads, right? And straighten. Whew, good. Bend and squeeze. Keep the butt engaged. And straighten. 2 more. Squeeze. Whew. And straighten. Good. Last one. Squeeze. And straighten. Bring that knee to chest. And releasing. Turn it over. Not so bad, right? See, you thought it was going to be so much worse. Laying down, ideally on your left side or on your other side, whichever side that was. Breathe. Your bottom knee bends, your top leg straightens to the long end of your mat or the short edge of your mat. Same thing, I want you to squeeze it back. Just try not to lift the leg. Try to keep it level with your hip. And right away, I found myself rolling down toward the middle. So try to keep the hips stacked and bring it knee to chest. Straighten it, squeeze it back, and bring it up. Good, 3 more. Squeeze it back, and up. Squeeze, hold, and up. Good, this one we hold. Squeeze it back, hold, right there. And then slowly pulse the heel back toward whatever's behind you. That's it, pulse it back. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that pulse, squeeze your belly, realign the hips, right? Take that top hip back maybe, and then 5 little hamstring curls. Squeeze it in, open it up, and squeeze, and open. 3, 4, you got this, and 5, squeeze, and release, and let go. Oh. Shake it out. Good, final set here. As if there were ever a final set, roll onto your bellies. Bellies, bellies, bellies. Torture. Relax your upper body. Completely relax it whichever way makes the most sense for you. I want you to lengthen through your legs, your tailbone, and then press your low belly up. So you're almost in a tuck. And then lift your right leg off the floor. Now here's the hard part, and you know who you are. Don't bend your knee. Don't let your leg be bent any more than you absolutely have to. I want a straight leg, pointed toes. And then keep the hip bone on the floor and pulse up, right? So just breathe, pulse, 5, 4, 3. You should feel your hip bone on the floor, lift and hold. Don't strain your lower back. If you feel this in your low back, you are lifting too high. Big deep breath, keep holding, keep squeezing, keep holding, keep squeezing. Feel your behind. It's a butt, right? That's what we're working here. Let's just be all honest here. Straighten that leg, reach your toes, lift and lower. Good, shake it out. All right, other side, left leg long, hip bone stays on the floor. Cannot stress that one enough. And then lift and lower for pulsing. So there you go. Breathe, point your toes, straighten the leg as much as you can for you. Feel the work of the hips, feel the work of the glutes. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Keep reaching the quadricep, the leg, right? Lengthen leg, engages your quadricep, hang in there, keep squeezing. Woo. Oh, see, my right hip started coming off the floor. I compensated there, so I'm pressing them both back down. Breathe, 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 breathe. Lift maybe slightly higher. And let go. Good, bend both knees, bring both heels toward your butt, and straighten. Bring them in and squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as far as you can go for you. And let go. Squeeze, try to keep the butt down. And straighten. Good, 2 more. Squeeze. And straighten. Squeeze and hold. Now, if you normally can bring your heels way up to your butt, don't worry about that. Try to make them relatively 90 degrees. You can't really see what you're doing, so don't worry about it. Press into your right knee, lift your left knee off the floor. Press down through your right to lift your left. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower. Press into your left knee, lift your right. Hip bone stays down, don't lift your hip off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower. Straighten the legs. Good, come to Sphinx pose. Watch your low back. We've been doing a little back bending, right? You can feel that. So just come into an easy Sphinx pose. Find your breath, squeeze your belly in, lengthen your tailbone. Feel the glutes engage. We talked about this before. As your glutes engage, the front leg, the counter muscle, can stretch and open. Good, nice deep breath. And lower down. And then press back to child's pose or any variation to stretch out your back, because we did a lot of subtle back bending there. So just stretch it out. And as you stretch this out, even if you're side lying, bring your knees toward your chest and really breathe deeply into your back body. Feel the back stretch out. That's it. All right. Is that enough? Enough rest? Press up. We're almost done, everybody. I want you to come to table pose. From table pose to downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Big deep breath. Good. Purposefully walk your hands back. Weight the hands, the shoulders, the arms. Bend your knees. Hands come to your knees and come all the way up. Good. Roll your shoulders. I want you to grab your blocks and put them up at the front of your mat. Or your face. Right? Holy moly. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Shake it out. Good. And then step your left foot forward, your right foot back. I want you to think of warrior two. So the stance is warrior two. Front leg bent 90 degrees. I'm just going to move that block out of the way so you can see. And then a really interesting thing, normally, right, I get into the pose and I think about being really centered in my foot. So if I lift my toes, if you lift your toes, you feel your ball mound, you feel your heel. I want you to keep the bend, but draw the weight into the heel more. It's really subtle. You're gonna feel a little bit more work in the leg to do that. And then take the arms out, T position. Roll the shoulders back. Straighten your front leg. Straighten is relative here, right? Notice, actually take the hands down. We won't worry about that for a second. Just notice, sort of heading into triangle pose, what's happening with this front knee. You want it straight, relatively speaking. You don't want it hyperextended. Really important. So often I lift my toes, press into my ball mound, activate this quadricep, and then I don't worry about the knee. Arms come out to T position, belly squeezes in. I want you to reach forward with your top arm or your front arm, but don't dump into your hip crease. Just keep reaching. And then fill in the space underneath those ribs, those under ribs. I want you to actually lift them away from your thigh as you keep coming forward, and then let the hand come down. It's on your shin, it's on the floor, it's on your yoga block, right? And then the top arm comes up. Now, is your yoga block inside or outside, right? Traditional teaching will say it's outside your ankle. I would say, where's your shoulder? If your shoulder's diving into the middle or to the inside ankle, take your block to the inside ankle and open up that shoulder, right? If it's outside, do it outside. See if you can find a sweet line from your fingertips to your shoulder. Big deep breath. Now squeeze your butt, press into your legs. Notice the pose. Maybe take the arm overhead and then turn your whole torso. Turn your back foot. Holy moly, careful, just pivot on the back foot. Sorry for the bad cueing there. Other block to your hand. A nice long pyramid pose for that hamstring. Hands are on blocks ideally. If you're too long, shorten your pose. Big deep breath. And then bend your front knee. Short hop up, just so you have stability. Hold on to your blocks, pick them up. Take them to the center. Oh, roll your shoulders. And then pivot your right foot so that it's straight. Your back foot is straight across or slightly angled forward. Your legs are hips width apart. You can just set your blocks down on your, in front of your right foot and come to warrior on this side. Arms out for now. Check out the hips, the glutes, the legs. Put some of that weight into your heel, just a little bit, as you bend deep into your pose. Good, and then straighten the front leg. Take the hands down. I want you to focus on the legs. Watch your kneecap, make sure it stays in the middle. And then reach your front arm. But then see if you can find length, 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 length. Maybe take that front hand and take it into your ribs and push the ribs back toward the ceiling so that your side body gets really long. Good, and then let the hand come down to your shin, to your block, to the floor. The bottom ribs spin forward. The top arm comes up. Your head is neutral. Notice the right shoulder is rolling forward. Do you have alignment? Maybe lift your front toes and press into the ball mound. Maybe take the arm overhead. Oh, big deep breath. Don't let the head hang. Good, and then turn the shoulder, left shoulder, start to pivot. Turn your back foot. Maybe the hands land on your blocks. Tricky little move there. Front leg straight, ball mound pressing in. Nice long pyramid pose. Big deep breath. And bend your front knee. Lower your back knee. Good. Slide your front knee back to meet your other one and come to child's pose. It's a beautiful thing. Find your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Good. Come on up. We're almost done. I want you to lay on your right side, or if you're on a side already, just stay on that side. It's perfectly fine. Support your head, neck again, just like we were before. You can have your hand on your hand holding your head, or you can be straight down. Make sure you're not stressing out the knee. Bend both knees, one stacked on top of the other. I want you to lift your top leg or your top knee off your bottom, and I want you to do circles with your knee. It's weird, right? You're just gonna see if you can find kind of a circle. And if that feels okay, it probably feels more awkward, you can start to straighten the leg. So you bend it as it comes to chest, you press it back, and do nice hip circles. Right, you're just stretching out all that work. The next time the leg is straight in front of you, hold for a moment, and then drop it down to the floor. Okay, from here, this is a little tricky, so I'll try to explain it. You're gonna straighten your bottom leg to the short edge of your mat, so your legs are kind of split. One, you're gonna stay here. Two, you're gonna roll into a twist. So I'm dropping my right shoulder to the floor. I'm bringing my left part of my back to the floor. And I'm coming into this nice big twist. If that's too much, bend your top leg and let that be a little bit softer. If it's still too much, both knees bend and the knees are to one side. Some of you can hold on to your little toe. Breathe. Big deep breath. Upper body soft. That's it. And then release your twist. So bring your opposite shoulder back to the side. Bend your top leg. Let it come down, both legs bent. Good. And then switch sides. So you can either just turn over if you have the room, or you can flip over to the other side. Your bottom leg stays bent, your top leg just does some nice hip circles with bent knees or not. You're bringing your knee to your chest and then straighten it out. Right, just getting some juice into those hips. One more big circle. And then bring the knee straight up, straight out in front of you. Let that foot come down to the floor. Straighten the bottom leg toward the short edge. So you're in a little split here. And then one, you're just going to hang out here because this feels perfectly good to you. Or you're going to walk that left shoulder out to the left. Bring the right shoulder toward the ground. Don't strain the shoulder. Coming into a twist on this side. Big deep breath, everybody. Oh. Right? All that hard work, this is your reward. It's over, right? All the hard work's over. You did it. Be proud of yourself. And then undo the twist. Bring that right shoulder back around. Bend your top leg. And then come onto your back. All the way onto your back. Bend both knees to chest. Your version of happy baby. Either you're grabbing under your thighs and just drawing the knees in. You're grabbing your shins and bringing those up. Or you're grabbing either your big toes or the outside pinkies as the knees draw toward your side body. The soles of your feet, as if they were stepping on the ceiling, they're straight up toward the ceiling. Good, maybe rock side to side. Just breathe, and then come in a little bit deeper. Just hang out in the center. Let the arms be a little bit of gravity pull there. Upper body, heavy, heavy. And then notice if your low back is kind of lifted off the floor, you're kind of really tucked, and just ever so subtly press your sacrum down so that you have a little tiny curve in your low back again. That's it. Notice the difference there. Try to maintain that if you can. Find your breath. Good. One more big deep breath. Exhale, let it go. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Hold on to them. And just breathe. And then bring the knees together. Straighten one leg all the way down to the floor. Straighten the other leg all the way down to the floor. Oh, find yourself in the juiciest Shavasana. Maybe once or twice, just squeeze your hips and legs and let them go. And then one more time, just squeeze, 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 and let go. And then allow yourself to melt back into your mat. Allow yourself to find and feel that buoyancy again, that lightness of your whole being, your whole body lightening up. The eyes close, the whole body settles down, the breath becomes more even. You feel everything let go as you surrender into the great wonder, right? The great observance. Softly you breathe in, and just softly you let go. Notice that as you let go of the struggle, you find balance. Start to bring your attention back. Know that you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like.